everyone, my name is Carolina Allen and I'm here with my friend Margo Watson. We're both from Big Ocean Women, and Big Ocean Women is the world's leading maternal feminist organization dedicated to safeguarding the things that matter most to us, which is our faith and our family and our identities as mothers.
We've been discussing the impact the UN has on our lives internationally, but more importantly, now locally. So we've talked about the UN establishing influence in social policy, but now you said they also are impacting infrastructure.
Yes, and that's something that is kind of hard to believe, but our team attended the UN Habitat 3 conference that happened in Iquitos, Ecuador. And there we found for the first time that the 2030 agenda wasn't just social policy, it was also infrastructural change. So that means like how cities are developed and how they're run, how transportation is created, and access to, all sorts of different things that you would access in a city, that is also being planned.
It's crazy. How is that happening? How can they just come into your city and impact you that way?
Well, they've had a really hard time doing it, especially within the United States at the congressional level. So then they've bypassed Congress and they've gone directly to the cities. And so they will get a mayor, a mayor will be elected, and then that mayor will petition to be a strong mayor, and then they will get plugged into the strong mayor network, and then that network is directly, piped into the United Nations agenda. And so it's happening at the city level.
What kind of cities have you seen this happen at?
You can actually go and research yourself, look at your state and see what cities are either called a 15-minute city, a safe city, a sustainable city, a CDAW city, so a smart city. So all of these, and SMART is a really great one to explain because SMART is another acronym. It stands for Surveillance, Monitoring, Analysis, Reporting Technology. So these cities are very much tracking everything you do. This is already happening in China, for example, with their social credit systems, where everything is on your app. You need to be able to access all these, city kinds of programs, and they're tracking you and rating you in the social credit, kind of like ESG that we talked about.
Right. So you mentioned that there are certain cities that have had this kind of influence, but they've become unstable.
Yes. So let's take Portland, Oregon, for example. They had a really radical mayor, and they passed Mandate 110. Mandate 110 essentially decriminalized all of this nefarious activity, right? And so now Portland, I just traveled there a few months ago, and it was like a hellscape.
Exactly.
I've never felt unsafe in even a developing nation, but I felt unsafe in Portland, Oregon. All of the businesses were shut down. People were just high on fentanyl and trank, and they were just like zombies. There was just the homeless situation, the transient situation, the drug situation, the violence, everything. It just made that city unstable. And then what you have is the solution is let's have a safe city. And so then you have those things happening.
You mentioned also on this list New York, Boston, San Francisco. Are they all similar?
Yes.
In terms of having this lack of police involvement? And
yes. You defund the police. You decriminalize, drug trafficking and all of this stuff, and then it attracts all sorts of nefarious illegal activity in one city, and then the city is overwhelmed, and then you come in with the solution, which is a safe city, smart city, 15-minute city. Whatever the problem is, whatever the angle is, you'll have a city, a UN-based 2030 agenda city as the solution.
Of course, the media isn't telling us that, so it's up to us to become educated, be aware, and be involved. If you hear any of these terminologies of people that are running for office, make sure you ask them up front about what their intent is with these types of cities, and make sure you don't vote for them. Anyway, if you have more questions or want to find out more from Carolina, who is so brilliant on all these topics global, please go to bigoceanwomen.org. Thank you.